Are you guys ready for this?
Hey man, it's
I
better to be
guess.
jacked off than jacked on.
What?
Oh. Oh.
You fucking got problems, man. Can
I know.
we just
I
end
need
it here?
to
This
You
talk.
put
end.
images in my head.
It's the end of the podcast before it's began. Just
Oh,
man.
God. Alright, so. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tech Drive ship. Fuck.
Literally the first attempt.
Alright, I think I can do it this guy.
Come on, man. My beard believes in you. Stroke my beard. I can't see
Alright.
you reaching forward to touch it, but you. Can
I'm reaching for it, man.
Yeah, you reach for it.
Alright,
And
we can do this.
And that's how I got
no.
done for child molestation, Your Honor.
I mean, Trace.
All I did was ask her to touch my beard, and then my
Not
clothes they
supposed
fall
It
off.
hasn't even started.
You exposed yourself as a child molester.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tech Drive show. Now, this is a little show that I, Ned, and Josh over there, the little Canadian,
Yeah.
over there, little, god dang, I can't point in the right direction. Over there, little Canadian flag. It's sort of like, weekly, maybe, if we find time to get to it, and we'll sort of like find some cool like news and tech that's been going on, or like video games and other stuff. So some of the topics we have for today is AMD announces their Fiji GPU for the Radeon 300 line of graphics cards, which will they actually be able to be better than Nvidia? We'll find
No.
out in a little bit.
No.
The Inwin
You can just
the
move on
Inwin
now.
H tower.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna clear up any confusion right now. It's not.
just know if you want to skip for that the next 10 minutes, then
If you're an
you-
AMD fanboy, don't watch this part of the video.
Oh yeah.
If you're
And,
an AMD fanboy, you probably can't even watch this video.
with your
Ooh,
four
shots
gigs
fired.
of YouTube.
All right, and then we got the Inwin H tower. It's like probably the coolest case from Computex, which just happened. 980 Ti, which if you've been living under a rock, you wouldn't know what that is. Thermaltake and Case Labs. We'll get into that in a minute, and they are both on some very thin ice with each other. Fallout 4 got announced. Steam refunds. Steam machines, the MSI all-in-one computer, and MSI is like putting full-size graphics cards in everything. I mean, they could even put one in you. Like just
What?
No, like, just
shove it.
in me. Is that gonna be like the future? Just we all have graphics cards inside of us.
No, we
Gotta-
just
Yes,
become
and, like-
graphics cards.
Yes.
instead of like improving our vision, they install like NVIDIA in us.
Mm-hmm. Not AMD though.
Yeah,
That's for like nearsighted people.
I'm nearsighted.
I need an AMD graphics card because I'm nearsighted. And are the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 dead?
Another
Yes.
fanboy topic.
If you
don't
wanted
Yes.
to
like-
skip again, this
Yeah.
is... If Fallout
I think
4
we can all
isn't
make-
coming on the 360 and the PS3, the
console
consoles are dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
We don't want to get into it too much. I mean, we
Yeah,
want
so you
people
gotta
to stay
save it for the
around.
second.
Yeah, I've got stuff to talk about to support it, but
I've
yeah.
got a lot of shit to talk about.
I think
about
all of
like
us
that.
need to. We all need to just keep playing devil's advocate a lot. So yeah, and roll the intro. Bam. Then I edit that out, and then there's an intro.
Alright, you can edit this shit out right now, like this.
Yeah, you kind of
Yeah,
need
pretty
to
much.
send me the
Alright.
intro.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to get to the thing, the AMD Fiji. All right, so AMD announced at Computex the Fiji GPU, which you can see here on this website. Here's the chip that this guy's ear is holding up. And like, there's like a little video, you know, they announced it, yada yada yada, you know, they're just gonna be like, yeah, you know, we're gonna take back the graphics card market. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, it's not. 616 is when they will be announcing it. which is like, the Radeon 300 series cards. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's basically all that I have to say on the matter. I mean, I think they just need to stop trying, to be honest
Amen.
with you.
I think they should just give up and work with Nvidia.
I think
I
they
think
just need to.
I
they should
mean,
be the
I'm
shit
sure their
department.
T-boys could work well at Nvidia's headquarters, so
They could be the what do you call it?
the chimney
I don't know.
sweeps.
Sure, but I was gonna say more or less the Toshiba like esque department of
Yeah.
AMD.
What, non-existent?
I don't know,
Pretty
like
much.
the shitty Toshibas is like the shittiest Windows computer you could possibly get.
Hey man, I have a Toshiba satellite from 1995. Don't you dare diss that thing, all right?
AMD
I mean, I'm sure-
are already
I'm sure
the
the-
Toshiba of the GPU world. Don't you worry, sir. They
I
are
had
the
a Toshiba
laughing
for
stock.
approximately 5 days until it decided to crash because it only had 2 gigs of RAM.
Well, I think what they need to do is they need to stop making graphics cards and they need to just go full force into making their CPUs because they make some good stuff that's cheap. Because Intel, they're like good stuff, which would be like an i5, is like $200. Or if you want to go like old school and get one of those Pentium G3258 anniversary editions and like overclock it, I think they need to go and try to do more APUs and CPUs because there was something else that came up this week. Intel like really pushed out their, they have Intel integrated graphics.
Yes.
It's actually getting a lot better. I forget which game they ran, but they ran it at low settings and it pumped out 86 frames per second average.
Nice.
So I think AMD needs to step up their CPU game more
So,
than anything.
But with the AMD Fiji, it says here it's clearly pointing towards 4 gigabytes. Which do you think it's going to be more on the affordable line for low-end computers like Toshiba, but like those types of computers?
I think, but like you could totally do that, and you could also think about the fact that I think the only cheap low-end card that Nvidia would put out that's like sub $200 is the 750 Ti, which is like a really small card, or like I think there's a 960. It's like a EVGA, like I forget what you would call like a small card, but
Small card.
it's small card. I mean, they could definitely be aiming at that, but they would definitely push out stuff that could be less. I think their high-end one, which would probably be their Radeon 395, 390X, well, those are probably going to be over $200, which they should be, because honestly, they suck a lot of power and they run really hot. Sort of like.
Yeah. Do you guys
And-
think that with this release date, like clearly it's coming out like soon. Like we got like
A week.
couple days for this baby to come out, and honestly, like I think it's gonna be a little lower end, but I have a laptop that is pretty old. It's Windows 7. It's probably one of the earlier Windows 7 laptops. Came out 2007, 2006, something like
Yeah.
that. It had
2006
AMD,
was still Windows Vista.
so probably 2008 then. But it had AMD Athlon on it, which is kind of garbage, but
Yeah.
it ran games really well, and I tried going on it today, and by all means, I hate like AMD, but I gotta
Well,
say
it
I
ran
can play
games-
Minecraft at like 8 render distance, which with an AMD and a pretty much like almost 9-year-old laptop, pretty good.
Yeah. But in their presentation here, I'll pull it up again. You can see that they have like a picture of a Mac in the thumbnail of that one video. I think they could definitely keep pushing out GPUs for Macs, but the only problem is the people who use Macs, they're like,
Fuck.
well,
Buy a Windows.
it depends on
and
what
a
it depends on what you're getting. The 5K iMac runs a one of the AMD Fire Pro cards, or actually two of them in Crossfire, Um, it's for, you know, content creators, you know, people who do a lot of Premiere and rendering and like
Yeah.
stuff like that. But the only thing is, why wouldn't Apple take up the decision to put like a Quadro from Nvidia in there?
I don't know. I think
Because
Nvidia or not Nvidia. A, Apple should buy AMD because no one really
ooh,
wants it. When you think of like Windows, you think of Intel. I mean, I don't really know anyone who thinks of AMD like as their processor or anything like that when you think of Windows. It's always Intel. So with
yeah, but
Mac,
for
maybe it'll bring AMD into like a good standpoint with like being a Mac exclusive thing.
actually, when you think of Macs, you would think of Intel because the only thing that Macs support as a processor is Intel. But
True,
I get
but
your point. As in graphics cards, as in graphics cards.
yeah.
And you have any input, Nathan? Because we like sort of stole the show there for like a couple minutes.
I just didn't want to interrupt you guys. Obviously, as you know, I'm not very in the whole computer loop, so I've only been, messing around and researching computers for like 3 months. But I mean, it doesn't even. It takes me, an idiot, not a lot to realise that AMD's just shit. So, I mean,
It's
you've
true.
just wasted like 10 minutes of your life discussing why this shit company should still be around.
Then we have
Shots
to.
fired.
We can't just say that it's shit. I mean, it is, but it would be a quick topic. But then all the fanboys would be like, "Where's your proof?"
Well, let the fanboys
Yeah,
let the fanboys say that because it's our opinion. You can't
True.
have a
I
wrong
mean,
opinion
everything
because it's
said in
your
this
opinion.
show.
So,
And all the uninformed
Yeah.
people that don't know anything about computers are not going to understand anything that we're talking about.
I mean,
Well, let them battle it out in the comments.
everything that's said is just our opinions. So, like, nothing's actually true. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Alright,
like,
well, I think.
next topic, probably.
yeah.
Yeah, next
Wasted
topic.
too much time on this one.
Alright, so, again, if you've watched anything about freaking Computex, you know about this freaking case by Inwin. This thing is nuts. It's like a freaking transformer. So as you can see here, it has like these panels that like shift out, and then the chassis is sort of like this part here, and like here's some extra side panels and lighting. So yeah, here's another picture of it like completely out. So like, let's just say you have this computer and like you want to do like a hot swap of like, let's just say you want to put a new graphics card in there, or you want to take out a hard drive and put in a new one. You don't need to go like find your screwdriver, and like if your case has like doesn't have thumb screws, you don't need to like take off the side panel. You can just like press a button and the thing like opens up for you. It's like, here, have me.
You gotta put a
And
video
so-
of that on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna show the video real quick. If it loads.
So, you
But-
guys think that this is like, I mean, obviously this is good technological advancement, for, I guess, like, aesthetics, that it fucking transforms and shit, but I think really it'll make, like, lower end PCs, like, components, like, more, like, I guess they'll have an influx, because people will be buying them knowing that they don't have to buy high-end stuff, because they don't
Yeah.
have to be afraid of upgrading, because it's like a one-button thing. You don't have to unscrew, like you said, like all that shit. You just press a button and it's easy access to everything, really.
Oh, dude. On the I/O, it has a USB-C connector. So that is something to think about, because like USB-C got a lot of heat for the that Mac laptop. So like, and now you have it in a case. I think that's pretty cool. Because it's not like there's like I forget, it's like an Asus motherboard, and it has a freaking USB-C on the back. I think it would be pretty cool to like have some on the front, so like if there's gonna be like any external hard drives, you could have like some pretty sick like transferring stuff. But
What is the price?
Stuff.
The price for the case?
Yeah.
I think I might say on here somewhere. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna see if there's a link here. So I'm gonna follow it.
I would have assumed it was in development, so it wasn't for sale yet.
Yeah.
I think it has to cost a lot.
Because it says it's a crazy concept case.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's gonna cost a lot of money because like, in-wins cases they usually cost like over $100 or close to 200, and like I heard that these bars are like made of steel, so there's an advertisement trying to play, but it's not gonna work. I don't even know what is happening. All right.
I honestly think this case is gonna fail. I mean, of course it's cool and it promotes easy access, like expansion to your, I don't know, like, you know, RAM and hard drive space and everything like that. But
like, who's gonna buy it?
yeah, I mean, with the price of the case probably being over like $200, and with all-in-one, this is the main, you know, like reason, with all-in-one desktops that have no tower, honestly, people won't. Like, I think towers are gonna. The sad part is, you know, because I like towers, but they're gonna die out. You know, and it's just gonna turn into all-in-one touchscreen like computers soon.
Well,
no.
I think there's still gonna. I think there's still gonna be a space for towers.
Those all-in-one PCs have been around for like what, 5 years? And I've seen a lot more of the towers than I've seen of these fucking built-in pieces of shit.
And the thing
more
about,
because
thing about
if something fails with these built-in pieces of shit,
Gotta
you
take off
can't.
the screen.
Yeah, it's really fucking dodgy. You have to get like an actual trained professional to work on it because you don't want to waste your money by just breaking it. So
I mean, and all of the all-in-ones are pretty damn expensive, but really, most of the lower-end ones, you know, like 4 gigs of RAM, 500 gigs
where's
storage.
the space to upgrade it as well?
I
I mean,
mean,
you can't just go
it's
out
like-
and buy like a Titan X and whack it in this PC. So
Well,
I mean,
hang on. I think we'll get into that topic later.
lower-end
we'll-
people,
Well,
lower-end,
I'm
lower-end,
rustling
like,
Jimmy's.
computers.
I'm rustling Jimmy's, man.
more people are gonna buy like the lower end, you know, all-in-ones than this because A, it's cheaper, and people who, I guess gamers are mostly gonna buy this case, or like, you know, professional like workers and shit that need, you know, always need the like upgrade their computer constantly to run programs, you know, like editors and all those guys.
I personally think only Michael Bay would buy this PC, just because
'cause
it
it
reminds
has-
him of
Yeah.
a Transformer. That's
Even though he's not doing the movie.
I personally would not buy this because just the amount of dust that's going to collect in it, it'd just be way.
And the amount of space it takes up, too.
Yeah,
you're
you'd
right. I
have
mean,
to
it
set
doesn't
so
close up
much
good.
space aside.
Just for the case probably doesn't take up much space, but just the transforming part would need ample
At
amounts of space.
there was a thing at the event, and it was like what the crap happened there? There's buttons. There's buttons on the bottom, and you have to press one of them, and it'll put out like a laser outline of how much space you need to clear for this case. I think one of the only problems is if you accidentally put it somewhere and it starts pushing itself up and it gets stuck on something and one of those arms breaks.
That's it.
You know,
it's fucked.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
You
Also,
wasted a lot of money.
like, just a
$100
quick
wasted.
survey. Who actually has the space right now where their tower is to have one of these fucking pieces of shit?
Oh fuck!
I run a laptop.
So
I have no space at all.
no, I have
Yeah.
no space. This is like real. My tower's tucked behind my monitor, out the way,
Same.
and
My monitor's
no,
really thick. I'd have to put the fucking
It's-
thing on the floor
It's
in the middle
not
of my
very
room.
practical. So that's
Yeah.
that's why I don't
That's the
think a
only
lot of
thing.
people would buy it. It's
We'd have
not
to give the
practical,
whole
and
monitor. We have to give the whole tower its own table.
Pretty much.
I don't think many PC gamers / content creators are gonna do that. In all fairness.
Hey, but if it takes off, you know, good for it. You know, it's innovative and it's trying something new. And
It looks pretty cool, I agree, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna take off.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to our next topic here. The 980 Ti was announced, and like everybody freaking shit their pants over it. Which I would have to say it would be definitely worth it, worth doing that. Here's like a little specs sheet here. And as everybody knows, the Titan line is like the most expensive card that NVIDIA puts out for the for their line. You know, it's $1,000 with freaking 12 gigs of freaking RAM. I mean, I'd say that's overkill. It's still overkill.
No, overkill is my friend has 32 gigs. I'm like, you don't even need that.
I'm not talking about system RAM though. I'm talking
Oh, what are
about
you talking about?
the Titan
Graphics?
X. Yeah,
Oh, fuck that.
12
That
gigs
is-
of RAM is overkill. For the Titan X, and um, and as you can see here, it runs at the same clock speed as the Titan X, same as the boost clock, same memory clock, same ROPS, you know, same power. The only thing that's different is like a couple less texture units and half the RAM that the Titan X has, and it's $650.
And
Yeah,
what
but-
about overclocking that?
Well, the boost clock is at
What?
1075.
Why would you need to just?
I
Why?
crazy people.
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean, people are
mean-
still gonna do it because they're gonna try to push out as much as
Why
they
would
can
you
out
need
of that
that
card.
much RAM on a Titan X? I mean, let alone the 980 Ti. 6 gig
I
of RAM
think-
is an awful lot of RAM just for a GPU.
Yeah. I think Nvidia, when they made the Titan X, as soon as they made it, that just completely like started competing with their Quadro line. I mean, because like Quadros are like for rendering, you know what
So
I
what?
mean?
You think there's gonna be like a Intel Civil War?
Well, I don't know, but like it just seems like it should be in the Quadro line, not in the gaming line. Because like, could you imagine having 12 gigs of RAM on your graphics card and rendering out something in like, I don't know, 4K? I mean, if you if we were to all start doing videos and for some reason recording games in 4K for God knows why, 60 frames a second, and we did a video, how long do you think it would take to render it?
Probably about 4 days. Or at
Yeah,
least
no.
on my internet, probably.
I'm talking about rendering, not
Oh, right,
uploading.
like editing, like
Like if
after
you
all that
take a
shit.
video and you render it.
yeah, probably about 2 days maybe.
Is anybody
Well,
like
for-
looking at these stats though? Like, it's only gonna be like less than 8% slower than the Titan X,
Yeah.
and it's so much cheaper as well. It's like $350 cheaper. That's a lot
Yeah.
of money.
And honestly though, like, do you even think people that buy it are gonna know how to use it to its full ability? Like,
No.
you know, most people don't know how to get the best graphics out of their games. Most people don't know how to render in the highest quality, use the max FPS. You know, so really, I think people are gonna buy it just for bragging rights. You know, like, oh, I have 12 gigs of fucking graphics shit. You know,
Yeah. Well, I think it's definitely for bragging rights, but people who really know how to use it and have the money would do it. There's this one
serious
YouTuber,
damage to that.
Jay's 2 cents. There's this one YouTuber, Jay's 2 cents. He has 3 Titan X's and SLI,
I don't know why you need that.
and mainly because he got them all by sponsorship.
36
I would not spend
fucking
$3,000 on
gig
3
of
graphics cards.
virtual RAM.
I mean, neither do I. Well, the dude has like, but like the 980 Ti just seems like they're shooting themselves in the foot by even trying to make the Titan X. I mean, do you agree? It's like, what's even the point?
I don't see the point in the Titan X. I mean,
That's
there's minimal change in performance between the 980 Ti and the Titan X. So why go that extra effort to waste more money? Why not buy the 980 Ti and save yourself some money? Huh, guys?
I don't know. I mean, this is
Huh?
yeah. I mean, this is what they did. It was either last year or the year before when they announced the Titan Z or the Titan Black. And then they announced the 780 Ti afterwards, and the 780 Ti was just basically the Titan X, just shrunk down a bit. I mean, it really didn't make much sense. So, Nvidia has like a weird scheme of doing things, is what I'm saying. And Josh is like taking pills or something. He's getting high.
Is he taking pills now? Is this his moment?
Yes,
Is
this
this where
moment.
you could just, Photoshop him onto Water White from Breaking
Nah,
Bad?
I'm back now.
I am the one that
Yeah.
pops pills.
Gotta take that Claritin though. Allergies.
Allergies, man.
Allergies.
Yeah, but also look at the 780 Ti specs. It has 3 gigs of RAM. It almost has the exact same CUDA cores, same memory clock. It has more texture units than the 980 Ti.
Well, wait. Kind of like a discouraging factor is 3 gigs of RAM. I mean, come on.
Yeah, true. And it's $700. Well, that's the launch price, so it could cost less by now. But
I mean,
I'd say
not to go off topic, but you know, Alienware kind of shit. They charge. I was looking on their website. Their least expensive laptop is around $600, and you know the specs on it: 4
What?
gigs of RAM and only 500 gigabytes of storage space on it, and they're charging what, like $600 for it, and that.
wow.
So they're just
Well, hang on.
their fucking logo.
I really don't see why people do that. Honestly.
Well, legit, you could get a terabyte hard drive for less than $50. You could get
I know.
8 gigs of. You can at least get 8 gigs of RAM in there
Computers
for
are
like
getting cheap.
$50.
Unless you're paying for a logo, I recommend not buying any gaming brand PC. Just building your own will save you a lot of money.
Just building
Yeah.
your own is just the way to go. The amount of people I've seen that just buy pre-builts, and then they're like, "Oh, it doesn't do what I want it to do." Well, yeah, because you've spent loads of fucking money on an overpriced PC, thinking it'll run like fucking GTA 5 at 60 frames a second.
And then it runs it with like 20.
You're lucky to run Gmod at 60 frames a second. Fucking peasants.
All right, well, let's move on to our next topic here. Thermaltake, a case manufacturer, is accused of copying case labs. At Computex, there were 2 cases, one by Case Labs and one by Thermaltake, as you can see here. They look basically the same, just flipped upside down.
One has the see-through part, one doesn't though, unless it's on the other side.
Yeah, one has a window, one doesn't, and no, it's not on the other side. It would be pointless to put it on the other side. But there's another company called Fractals Designs, and one of their guys, Josh, I forget, yeah, Fractal Josh. He said, you know, it's in the case like company, like sort of industry, you're making metal rectangular boxes, and you have to make them look the same. Like, you have to make them look different. You know, how are you gonna do that?
It's the same. It's like making a circle. How are you gonna make your circle differentiate from the other person's circle?
Yeah,
It's a circle.
and not make it seem like extremely just odd.
I'm sure
you
the
know,
fucking caveman that drew a circle in the dirt fucking accused the other
Yeah,
guy and
but-
copied him.
But if you look at like how similar they are, it just seems like there is somebody
Yeah.
in one of their retrospective companies has been just giving the blueprints out, like, "Hey, wanna see what we're making?" And there's just one guy like, "Aha, I wanna see what you're making. I'm totally not gonna steal it from our company."
I
He's
do
twiddling
think
his
there's a lot
mustache.
of like excuse me
Jeez.
resemblance. I mean, look at like the little the bottom part that's on the top part, and the other one.
It's pretty
Kind
much
of
the
square.
same case.
And then look at to the right where it has like the little LED lights or like buttons or something that it looks like. They're pretty much the same. Even
Yeah,
the
well, I
fucking
would have-
handle is similar.
I'm not saying that Thermaltake didn't copy Case Labs. I'm just saying now people who are making cases, it's like sort of like on the outside. It's like, how are you gonna change it? Because each case on the inside is basically the exact. Well, nobody should really care about the aesthetics of the case on the outside. How the case is on the inside should be the real issue. Do you have enough space for cable management? Do you have enough hard drive sleds? Do you have enough SSD sleds? Do you have space for your power supply? Do you have enough space for intakes and radiators if you're into water cooling? You know?
I mean,
But-
like, there's been so many case designs done, like towers and shit. A lot of cases, you know, we're gonna be running out of designs soon. I mean, like, if you go back to that transforming case, I mean, I don't think everyone's gonna fucking be doing that, but
Nobody has the
fine,
money
man.
to do that.
we're running out of ideas, obviously. I mean, sure, they could have waited like maybe a little bit longer to release this, and then you'll be like, oh, whatever, it's not a big deal. But did they do it like right after? I'm pretty sure, right?
I think it was at the same time.
All right.
Yeah, because they were both
obviously
announced
there's
at
something fishy
Computex.
going there, but I can understand like, it's at least a good argument saying that like there's so many cases that have been made that there's like, there's a lot of designs that have been done. So there's no way that you're not copying somebody when you're making a case.
It's just I think the whole argument is they released these at pretty much the same time, and they look like carbon copies of each other, but flipped upside down.
I mean, for all we know, Thermaltake could have made their case first. We don't know who. It's just who came out first, like who sold it or put it on the market first, can accuse the other person of copying them. But Thermaltake could have been on it.
It's like the game footage, kind of. I'm gonna make this relatable for us. It's like we both record the game footage and we release it on the same day, and mine is identical to yours, but reversed. So it's like mirrored.
It's completely in reverse. Just like you play the game from the end to the beginning.
No, like from backwards. I mean, like mirrored.
No. Yeah, I know. But like it just. Never mind.
But it was just a coincidence that we both seem to have the same video.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a whole thing of he said, she said, people are going to be going back and forth about this for a bit, and, it's eventually going to subside, but, it's like, somebody, for the aesthetics, I don't think, again, you shouldn't buy the case for the aesthetics. There's definitely something different on the inside between Thermaltakes and Case Labs. I haven't seen it, but, like, let me go back to it real quick. I don't know which is which, but it seems like the top module for whichever one it is, it like would be like you put your power supply in there. Let me see here. Can I? Okay, or not. Like you can have like a separate area for like your power supply, and then that it does the same for the one on the bottom too, but it's just like it could be like different setup for like people who do like water cooling and radiators,
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be a reason for one person to buy the Thermaltake one over the Case Lab, or the Case Lab over the Thermaltake.
So basically, you're saying it's not what's on the outside that matters,
It's what's on the inside.
Man. It's what on the inside.
I mean, the aesthetics.
But in this particular article, it's what's on the outside.
Yeah. But really, what does it matter what the case looks like? It's just gonna be sitting behind my monitor collecting a shit ton of dust, and I'm never gonna look at it.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's the principle! In my opinion, I think they should just both grow the fuck up and deal with it, the cases.
I mean, look what PlayStation and Xbox have done. They've been accused of copying each other all the time. What do? They just let their band boys handle it.
No, all they do is copy the Wii's ideas. Yeah. Literally, any idea that Nintendo has come up with has been ripped off by the other two fucking companies.
Yeah, like the PlayStation 3, there's like a drawing
PlayStation Move? Remember that? Because that wasn't a rip-off of the Wii.
I think we should get off topic of this and move on to our next topic.
To the next thing! I don't know what I was going to say. I was just waiting for the interval so I could take a drink.
Alright, so another thing from Computex, the Cougar 450K, it's a hybrid mechanical keyboard, and they had a display where they were running water through it, and the thing still works. So like if you're like me and you like have a drink off to the side of like your desk, and like you're like hardcore gaming, and then like all of a sudden like Nathan kills you and just like no, and like you swipe everything off your desk.
Kills you.
Yes. And like you spill something, and this has happened to me before. I've actually spilled something in my keyboard, and like I've gotten most of it out now, but like my control key was like it would get stuck. But if you spilled something in it, you could just legit take it, flip it upside down, and let all the water dry out.
Who's the dumbass though that would be spilling something on a keyboard that long enough to let it, Like, I don't think anyone's gonna be spilling that much amount of liquid on something.
Well, it's like.
Well, no, I know personally. When I spill a drink, instead of just picking it up, I just watch it and I just want to see my little keys. Just be like, good for you, keys. Good for you.
but like you would want to have the whole keyboard proof for this, because like if it got, let's just say they designed the number pad at the end, at the end there, if they designed only that to be the waterproof part, what happens if they spill something that's on the other side of the keyboard and it leaks into all of the letters?
Well, here's the thing. Do the keys light up? Is it like? I mean, I can't say it's like a gaming keyboard. To me, it just seems like another keyboard.
It's only $60 though.
I know, but it can't be classified as a gaming keyboard. I know this is gonna sound ridiculous, but gaming keyboards today light up. That to me looks like some bland Dollar General keyboard.
It just lights up if you actually read the page, Josh.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Second paragraph. Priced at $60. It seems relatively cheap for a backlit gaming keyboard. Backlit. What does backlit mean? It lights up. Read.
Is it backlit only, or can you change the color?
I think it's probably only going to be...
Why not?
I don't know. I mean,
at first your whole problem was it didn't light up, and now you want fucking colours.
Yeah, man, come on. I have a Logitech G710 Plus, and it only lights up to white. I'm not complaining.
Hey,
oh, wait. But if you read the fourth paragraph, other features include anti-ghosting and free colour options. Free. There you go.
Three. You got your red, white, and blue right there.
And now you're gonna complain that you don't get like fucking green or pink or whatever.
Hey man, I like my green. What I have: green, blue, yellow, red, orange on my keyboard.
There's just no impressing you.
I color code everything.
Yeah.
Like my WSD keys and arrow keys, numpad arrows, they're all red.
You complain that it isn't backlit. We find out that it's backlit, and now it's not good enough because it doesn't come in colors that you want.
Hey man, this is all what the gamers are like. The gamers always constantly need to be impressed. This is like everyday life.
It's a fucking waterproof keyboard. What more do you want?
I'm just pulling your chain right now, man.
You can literally piss on your keyboard and it'll be fine. And you're bothered about fucking colours.
Hey, if your keys are yellow though, the piss will blend in.
Let's just move on.
Alright, so next topic. Fallout 4 was announced.
Hey!
I know these two really want to talk about this one.
I do.
I really want to talk about it. I mean...
Well, you know what? Go ahead. Because I don't know a whole lot about Fallout.
Is it a prequel or a sequel?
Go nuts, guys.
It's not directly a sequel. Like, they're all just set in different areas in a post-apocalyptic world. Where basically... before the nuclear holocaust, people went to live in these things called vaults underground, and they come out like fucking 50 years afterwards to find out the world's been all burnt and mutated, and it looks like Darth Vader's fucking nutsack. I mean, yeah, it's just full of nasty fucking things like giant rats and
okay, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I love Fallout. I'm not gonna lie, only played it for 30 minutes, never got into the story, but it's a good game. It's a good shooter game.
It's a good open world game, yes. So.
And you know, I used to think that first person shooter games should not be open world. I remember when I was playing Far Cry 2 on the PS3 when it first came out, I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't. I was just so used to like games like Call of Duty or Halo or Battlefield, where you can find everything, but, open world first person game, everything's all fucked up.
Fallout isn't primarily a first-person shooter. It's going for that RPG element.
Fallout makes its own category as of a game. It's not trying to be a Call of Duty. It's not trying to be, WoW.
It doesn't want to be some linear piece of shit where you basically you can only go in one direction. It just wants you to branch off and make your own story.
So your choices matter, basically.
Yeah,
you influence the story. It's your decision.
Pretty much. Well, maybe in New Vegas, I mean, Fallout 3, you could do what you want, but towards the story, spoilers, but guys, come on, you have had like fucking, how long? Since 2007 to play this game, seriously. It was on sale on Steam for like a $5 the other day. But you just go like in one direction, pretty much, like, it just ends the same way.
Pretty much.
You could spend the whole game being a really good guy helping everybody out. In it still ends the same as if you went around being a cunt and killing everybody. So
I think Fallout 4 is going to solely just increase YouTube. I mean, how many YouTubers do you think are just going to create a channel just for Fallout 4? And get
Oh my gosh.
yeah, the hype will be real. I mean,
but is
we're not
Fallout
going
4
to be
gonna
able
live
to
up to the
get
hype?
it. Yeah, it will.
Is it gonna live
only
up to
as much
hype?
as FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's, people creating their channels just
I
for that shit.
mean, Bethesda kind of know what they're doing when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like, what, Fallout New Vegas was classed as a flop to most people, and that's still a pretty good game.
I don't understand how that's classified as a flop. I thought that was one of the most influential games of its time.
Well, that's just fucking people for you, man. I mean, go into any of your pre-owned game shops, and I don't know about you, but like 6 months after Fallout New Vegas came out, it was on sale for like £2 for like pre-owned, which is probably about $4 or $5.
What are gamers used to? I mean, we're all used to like Call of Duty, shoot every single guy, take out the guy on the left, take out the guy on the right, go like multiplayer, call people faggots, like first-person shooters, you know?
It depends on your background. I have to
I
say.
grew up with Nintendo, so I'm really like all-out gamer. Like I play everything.
I grew up on PC for a while, and then Nintendo came in, and I'm just like, hell.
I started my Nintendo gaming on Nintendo 64.
Nice.
Well, like
I started on the NES.
I have, and I still have it. I have an old HP tower here that ran Windows Vista. That's sort of what I started on.
I have a Windows XP tower.
GG. Nice. So do I, but I fixed it up.
It sucks ass though. It's like I think it's got 1.5 gigs of RAM, which is a high end for back then.
Dude, you have 0.5 more than mine has. Nice.
It's their estimation though. I don't even think they did gigabytes. They did like megabytes. Like
yeah,
they
megabytes.
Classified it as like 1,000 some megabytes, and then if you go to upgrade the Windows 7, it'll tell you in gigabytes. But I didn't do that.
Yeah, so, I started off with like games for Windows, like stuff like that, and I
played
got
my old WoW on that computer.
And I got this game called Final Drive Nitro. It's like this old racing game, and I'm just like, it is like the most nostalgic thing to me now, but it's like an old racing game, and oh my god, I loved it. I played so many old games. I mean, on that computer, it's amazing. But then for Christmas, I got a DS Lite. And, like, I just went to the store, like, every other day at GameStop and just freaking bought cartridges for, like, no freaking reason. Whenever I got money, go to GameStop, we're getting something.
You know where when the Game Boy Advance came out? Like, almost kind of, not really right after, but soon, the DS came out. They were selling Game Boy Advance games at my GameStop for literally, like, $3 a cartridge. I think the most expensive one was, like, $7. I came in, bought, like, 3 or 4 cartridges a time, and they're practically just giving them away, and they had like good ones like Mega Man, all the Mario titles, really cheap.
That sounds pretty good.
But
don't have that
I would just go to look. Sometimes I wouldn't even buy. I would just go to look because I like seeing what's out, and instead of me just going on a computer and researching what's out, I like hold the box in my hand, looking at it, and seeing like this looks cool.
Yeah, but like if you started out as a Nintendo gamer, I'd say you don't have much of a it depends. You may not have much of a fascination for like these big like first-person shooters. You'd more have a thing of like for story-based games, kind of like Fallout.
I mean, if you're talking about the NES, there wasn't really story-based games. I mean, sure, there was like Mario Save the Princess, Zelda Save the Princess, those types of shit. But I mean, they weren't
Princess
really
Save the Mario.
Yeah. Or if you're, Mario's missing, Save the Mario.
Yeah. And like if you started as an Xbox gamer, I'd say Fallout could be your thing, but if you're an Xbox gamer, you're more of like Halo, Battlefront, Call of Duty.
Star Wars Battlefront's awesome, but if you I mean the generation we're in, people like growing up now that are 8 or 9, I mean if they're even able to play Fallout when it comes out, the parents let them. They'll be able to know if it's good. I mean when we were growing up with the N64, there wasn't really YouTube and all that stuff, so we couldn't tell like if the game was bad. So a really terrible game could sell and make a lot of money for being shit because people would buy it not knowing how good it was, and it would become infamous, like Superman 64.
Yeah.
But like games
Superman
today,
64.
people make a video about it telling how shit it is, and people watch that video don't watch it or watch the gameplay and don't buy the game. We didn't have that back then, so it's it's not really like a problem. If the game does terrible, which hopefully it won't, people won't be stupid enough to buy it.
And I need to tell a story real quick. My friend, he has Superman 64. And so he basically has like all of his retro gaming consoles down in his basement. And so he went down there, and in the corner he has like a pile of like stuff. And I started walking over to that corner. I said, hey, what's over there? He's like, oh, dude, don't go over there. And I'm just like, what's the problem? And he's like, you know what, fine, just go over there. And so I go over to this corner, and I see this little thing sticking out, and I pull it out, and there's Superman 64. And he's just like, you've touched it.
Hey, I unfortunately have it, and I pop it in once in a while, and I think you can beat the game just by like flying through a fucking wall and then like teleport to like the end of the level. The game is notoriously glitchy.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, I think we should move on.
I think we should.
Move on before we run out of time.
Yep.
I mean, I
like the 360 PS3 topic, and maybe even.
I think we need to do the 360 and PS3 topic.
And the Steam Machine, because I have quite a bit to say about that shit too.
All right. Well, let's do the 360 and PS3 then.
All right.
So there's been sort of a debate going on. Are the Xbox 360 and the PS3 gonna die now that people are their games are starting to be made and they're not getting ports over to the 360?
No.
PS3.
Yeah, it's not. One
Pretty
reason,
much.
Minecraft.
Minecraft has been pushed to its limits on PS3 and 360.
Yeah, but they said they're not gonna they're gonna keep updating and adding new features. Sure, it has smaller worlds, but even fucking Minecraft Pocket Edition has infinite worlds, and the PS4 doesn't. It's not. It's really like the console can still, I don't play. I have the PS4, PS3, PS Vita. I play on the PS3. And
Sony fanboy.
I am. I have a PS1 too. But
oh my gosh. Jeez. But I mean, I think the 360 and the PS3 are still gonna have a place. I mean, eventually they're gonna the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 are gonna eventually turn into the PlayStation 1 and the Xbox.
Yep.
And people are
gonna take over the library.
They're gonna have relevance for some time. Like, there's still people gonna be making games for that console, and but it's like they're coming towards the end of the cycle. The 360's been out for what, 10 years near enough. PS3's been out for 9 years. That's a long time.
Mm.
Consoles don't usually live that long. Remember, PS2 was alive for like 12 years.
And then PS1, 1997 to 2005, 2004, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I
think people will still develop for them, but they'll just start winding them down and eventually just...
Yeah.
You'll pretty much get your FIFAs, your wrestlings.
Yeah.
And then your indie games.
Homebrews will start. Do they still do that? Homebrews will start coming out.
I have an Xbox 360 and an Xbox One. I think what the 360 could still have a purpose for is having people over. I mean, because if you had 4 controllers and you had Halo, you could legit put that thing in the living room and you could just go nuts freaking playing.
But don't you think it's gonna be like, for instance, Call of Duty 4? You don't play multiplayer in that game. It's all hacks and modded libraries, or lobbies rather. And with the PS4 coming out, they're gonna as it progresses in years, the PS3 is gonna become slightly less secure because they're not gonna worry about that anymore. But there's gonna be modding on all of the online stuff. People are gonna be boosting, increasing their account levels, hacking. So really, I think it's gonna crash.
Well, I'm not saying online. I'm saying I'm pretty sure eventually Microsoft and Sony are gonna pull a Nintendo move, and they're gonna shut off Xbox Live and PlayStation Network for both of them.
They can't do that because the PlayStation Network is sort of connected on all the consoles.
Their ability to get online
for that console in particular.
I'm talking about shutting down services for them getting online, because Nintendo did that with the Wii. Hang on. Nintendo did that with the Wii. mainly because they didn't want to have to deal with it anymore. Eventually, that's what Sony and Microsoft are probably going to have to do. Mainly because if people are going to start hacking the games, they're going to eventually have to shut down the servers.
But here's the problem though. Like, I think that's not going to be. That sounds like more of an Xbox thing because we all know they don't like dealing with their customers. Report that nothing happened. But
Yeah.
I mean, with PS3 and Xbox, Xbox modding is always a problem. I know about that with experience, but with PS3, I feel like they won't shut down the multiplayer because what are they gonna do about the people who saved games like GTA or Call of Duty or like some of those games where the multiplayer is basically solely the game? They're gonna be fucked
eventually
over.
that people are just gonna stop playing on it anyway, and once it just drops to a certain percentage of users, say like only 5% of users now actually go online, they'll issue the warning and they'll close it down because PS3 is at the end of its lifespan.
Pretty much.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto, like the most recent update, has pushed the console to the absolute limits.
That's why it fucking freezes basically every time you press the
because it can't handle what you're throwing at it.
Yeah.
Even fucking Minecraft freezes on the PS3.
Which is why Fallout 4 isn't coming on 360 and PS3.
It makes sense, and people are gonna complain about that. They're gonna say, "Oh, you're not caring about the previous generation or current gen, I guess you could call it, because they're still not dead yet."
Xbox One and the PS4 has been out for like what 2 years by the time it comes out, and there's always PC.
But people that are gonna say that they don't care about their previous generation users, they're stupid because obviously they want to make the game better as the years progress.
They want to make the best products possible. They don't want to have to.
They can't put it out on a console. They can't water down the game to put it on a console that can't support it. They want to increase everything to the max or what they can do basically.
If it was EA would probably just be like, yeah, let's put it on 360 and PS3. We don't care. We don't care as long as we're making money.
But like I said earlier, if they make Xbox 360 permanently offline, it still has a purpose. I mean, you had games that you could do like 4 people split screen. I mean, like, some games are still fun to play like that. The Xbox 360 will still have a purpose until people finally get bored of the games that are on the 360.
It'll take a good couple of years for these consoles to die. All I'm saying is don't expect like many new IPs to come out on it, and if there's going to be some really good IPs coming out on next gen, probably don't expect them to be like on previous gens.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Call of Duty gamer, the next Call of Duty not on.
I mean, if you don't like this, then you could easily just go get an Xbox One or a PS4. I know in my country you can get them for like less than £300 in a bundle, or go and get a PC.
That's what I was there's a cheaper alternative. You can get a good gaming PC that runs better than them for $500. It costs the console. One with like an i5, 8 gigabytes of RAM.
I mean, like, you're eventually gonna have to upgrade the processor eventually. I mean, you could still like you could run it for a while until like probably like your graphics card dies, or like you burn out your CPU. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I'm using an i5 3330 or something at like 3 gigahertz, and I mean my PC isn't fucked. I was running Call of Duty Advanced Warfare the other month on highest like settings, and still getting a good frame rate.
PC will go. PC will always be a thing, no matter what. It's just like the only thing about PC that dies is the hardware. You just need to upgrade the hardware every once in a while, and some of it's cheap, some of it isn't. You just gotta pick and choose.
It's gonna get cheaper as the years progress, but
look how cheap the games are.
They make the people who make the games for the consoles make the fucking games on a computer, so I can't see why they're not gonna put it on, a computer.
Yeah.
But anyway, you think we can get into the next topic, Steam machines?
Yeah, we'll get into the next topic, but like I think for the final answer, it's been about an hour, but like hang on a second. 360 and PS3 not dead yet. I think we may have to wait like maybe a year.
Next Christmas.
Next Christmas.
I can just see them starting to like lowering the price, and it becomes a more affordable console. It'll still
Well,
last a little bit longer with the old online shit and everything, but it's gonna be a whole lot more affordable. Like, maybe drop it down to about £80 for a brand new bundle or something.
When the PS Vita 2 comes out someday, because we know that's gonna happen, then portable
Isn't the
market will drop
PS
too.
Vita dead?
I don't think so. I love my PS Vita, but
It's
debatable.
literally just like loads of Japanese games and indie games.
It's called a flop. There's only around like 45 boxed games. Everything else is all like downloadable games for like the PSP Go. But I like that. I mean, I collect
as
the
somebody
games.
that owns a PS Vita and I only have 2 games, it's
I love it. The games aren't too expensive.
I've
though,
owned a
for the
Vita
amounts
for
there
a
are.
year, so
I've owned a Vita since 2012, I believe. When it
I
first
mean,
came out.
the
I
only
love it.
appealing games to me was Minecraft and
Yeah.
maybe Borderlands 2. And I was like, I
Oh,
was gonna buy it, but then it's like I could just get it on my PC.
I got the
That's
Borderlands 2 all DLC bundle with the PS Vita Slim, and I got Minecraft and Binding of Isaac. And what I have to say is the only reason I think the PS Vita is dead. I mean, I say that with air quotations because I don't think it is, but it's because like the SD cards you get for it isn't enough. I mean, Borderlands 2 took up 2/3 of my system memory, and so I could only get Minecraft and Binding of Isaac on it after that. Anything else I couldn't download because the game's too big.
They're just gonna keep doing that for extra income. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
sure.
it's a little bit more money that Sony gets to stuff in other pockets.
Anyway,
for,
though,
like,
I
assurance.
think we might need to wrap up this topic because what has been the bulk of our
Yeah.
discussion.
And now we'll move on to like Josh's favorite topic and mine
Yeah.
too. I mean, I really want to get into this. Steam machines.
I am
there
a
was
ranter about this shit because I'll let you guys talk, but personally, I think it's stupid. I'm just gonna go and say that right now, but I'll explain when
Isn't
you're
this
done.
this box that you can stream your games onto your TV?
there's
It's the same
there's
thing
one
as like,
by-
a console.
there's one by Alienware. It's probably about maybe I don't even you guys can't see my face,
I
but
saw
it's
that.
like
It's
this big.
customizable. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 500.
and but the thing is like they're pushing the idea of they made their custom OS, Steam OS. The only thing is that it runs Linux.
Ew.
What?
I like Linux. It's a Debian. It's Debian with a Steam skin on it, and basically, I don't get it. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, they honestly wasted their time. I tried doing it, and it legit broke my computer.
Too. I mean, can you put up a picture of the controller because this is my turn off. They
Yeah.
change the controller at least every time they make an announcement about it. The controller is shit. I mean, first off, when they first announced it, it didn't even have an analog stick. It just had these stupid like pads, and now it has one analog stick, and the right analog stick is a fucking pad. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I like having thumbsticks. I don't want to be using a pad to like a
Yeah,
touchpad.
it has some fucking touch sensor shit, and it looks
doesn't make
complicated
sense.
as balls as well.
Yeah, and it's probably like pressure. It's probably not even like what do you call it? Like pressure sensitive. So like you can't like walk slowly. It's probably like just buttons that you press.
And hang on a second.
It's pressure sensitive.
It
I've already seen like an in-depth trailer for it. So yeah, I mean,
And what I don't understand is it's basically a computer or a console. You could just take all the shit out of a PS3 or PS4, find some way to put your computer in it, or buy a case and put all your hardware in it, and run it to your television. Or you know you could just get 2 monitors and put a Xbox controller or PS3 controller into your computer, and there you go.
It's for all the Valve people. It's for everybody who loves Steam and Valve just to freaking orgasm over.
But the
basically.
thing is, if people wanted Steam to look more like a console, there is a button that's called Big Picture, and you could just hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
I mean, like, I use my
So-
Xbox One controller for that, and like you can use Big Picture mode. Freaking legit, you could get like, I mean, yeah, you could just run your tower to like freaking TV and like have the controller, and there's really no point.
Here's
But,
going
like,
to be
you
the
know-
complicated part, though. If it's more like a console, as they're pretty much advertising it, an affordable console, how are you going to record it? People are, instead of like it being a computer type of thing and getting like fraps on it, I'm sure you're going to have to buy like a hog pod or some kind of capture
Actually, there's a really like easy way of getting Windows programs on that. I'm just not even gonna go into it, mainly because I like went into like some deep stuff with Linux for a while, and like I went into a deep cave of Linux. But like here's my like Xbox 360 controller. Anybody who's played a game is used to this, thing. The analog sticks, the buttons up in the freaking top right corner, and triggers. There is no way that they're gonna be able to sell this with the freaking analog stick with it, um D-pad is, and the D-pad up there but like, why the D-pad? Why do you make it sensitive?
And
like, why not make it a button?
The Wii U has the buttons, like, I guess where you would say the analog stick should be, like it has two analog sticks on the same plane, and the D-pad and the buttons.
That one makes sense though.
But it works. It's so comfortable. But that, I think the Xbox controls uncomfortable because of the analog sticks being on different levels.
It depends
this seems even more uncomfortable.
I think it just depends on what you started with. I mean, like, I think the majority of people would be used to the Xbox way of doing it, mainly because not only is it for the Xbox, it also works for PC. I mean, so does PS3, but it's more, it's Microsoft's thing.
Yeah.
But like, the Sony people, I mean, that's gotta be insane. I mean, because like you have both the analog sticks down on the bottom and then the buttons up there. I mean, I don't know what Steam's doing with this.
It kind of feels like pointless. Like, it's basically saying if PlayStation or Xbox comes out with their own computer, and they call it like the PlayStation phone. They call it like a PlayStation computer or the PlayStation phone. It's a fucking PSP. There's no, I mean, really, it just calls.
Anything's okay with Steam now though. Like, they'll let anything through Greenlight as long as like 25% of people want it. Because they still see that as 25 out of 100 people would buy this.
And like Steam is like, it's not even Steam, it's Valve. Like, Valve has a problem with like how they do things now. I saw an article about maybe like 1 or 2 weeks ago. They have like a terrible rating for like business, like how they do things, and like it'll definitely give them a boost that they did like the refunds. But I mean, like, it seems pointless that they did this. I mean, like, Zotac made a freaking mini PC, and they have one that's a Steam machine too. But I mean, this one runs Windows, and you could legit do Steam streaming and like hook up a wireless Xbox controller and do the exact same thing.
You might as
but
well
for
call
less.
it a Virtual Boy. I mean, come on, it's not gonna live.
Yeah, the Steam machines aren't gonna live. I mean, when it was announced, I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But like now, it's just like it hasn't lived up to its hype.
Like, I guess a furthermore comparison to the Virtual Boy is that it's a brilliant idea. It's just not executed well.
And I think it may. Well, the Virtual Boy was ahead of its time too.
Yeah.
I don't think this is ahead of its time. I think it was just. I think the plan was executed poorly.
The Virtual Boy was a good idea, but it just seems like you're paying pretty much the same price for a game that came out 20 years ago with no change. It's like it's nice that you can experience those nostalgic games again, but for me, I wouldn't want to pay like £6.25 for a game that came out on the Game Boy Color that wasn't even that great. So, and there's no fucking Pokemon. Like, Pokemon was the main staple of like.
Well, I mean,
the Game Boy Color, and there's
15 fucking games, so I mean, it's not like it may have gotten a Pokemon game if it lived longer than a year.
It could have though.
Yeah.
It could have.
But it didn't.
I feel like if they just discontinued it and like came out with like a different model, like instead of with the headache and like vomiting inducing like background, maybe like if they put it in black and white. Because I know, like I said, the black and white had motion blur.
It's a fucking red.
Oh yeah.
I didn't notice it. It didn't bother me. It's just if it's backlit, that's all I care about.
Imagine Pokemon with a Virtual Boy.
Hey, what Pokemon is that?
Is that
Squirtle, use seizure.
Is that the red Pokemon?
Remember how epileptic it is on the Game Boy Color when the fucking use like bubble or something? The whole screen used to go berserk. Imagine that, fucking right in your face.
It's like that one fucking banned episode of Pokemon that like the bomb went off and it gave everyone seizures and shit in Japan. It would be like that. Like it would just flash red and black.
Amazing.
I think we should end
Well,
that.
Yeah. I think the show has gone long enough. So yeah. Hopefully you guys like this show that we're doing. It'll definitely be a thing next week. I'm not sure how completely often it'll be done, but I'd say this was fun. This was fun.
I like getting together with my friends, you know, you guys and all that shit, and just ranting about technology.
I think it's good. I need somebody to scream at.
I mean, I get that out through my music. That's one way. Now I have another one.
Being angry at
through my
guys.
Use my YouTube channel as like an anchor to attach me to the public and just rant about technology. How shit AMD is.
Yes. All right. Well, as you can see above our pictures and Josh's little leaf.
Hey man, you guys should support my channel and get me a webcam. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, get him a new webcam. He needs
it.
I'll get it on my own.
You can check out our Twitters above our heads, so you can like tweet at us and you know, follow us to check up on how our channels are doing, you know, for updates and stuff, and when the next stream will be. Well, it's not even a stream, it's just it's pre-recorded. I didn't live stream this because this would be too hard if we did it live streamed.
Yeah.
So yeah, also check out, yes, I pointed it the right way the first time, Nathan's channel, which will be down in the description, and Josh's channel, which will also be down in the description.
I'm waving, you can't see me though, just imagine me waving.
I wave!
Yes. And yeah, so anyways, dudes, we will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye!
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Alright guys, what we learned today is AMD is shit. Don't buy that fucking case. The GTX 980 Ti is a lot better than the Titan X for price, so you might as well just get that and save yourself some money.
The Steam machine is shit.
Case Labs have been copying each other. Pack it in, guys. There's a splash-proof keyboard, but obviously Josh wants it in different colours. You could piss on it for fuck's sake. Fallout 4 is coming and it's going to be good regardless. And basically the 360 and PS3 are dead.